team.ogechi, Black Voices, and Soul Jazz. I'm a Black woman poet, author, spoken word artist, and today I'll be reading from my books, Lost Negro Records, A Colored History Chapbook, as well as This Is My Country. We can get right to the poetry. I hope this week has been very blissful for you all. And that not too many troubles worry your hearts. And so we'll begin with a poem called Eunice Wayman's Black Girl Blitz, aka Transcendent Her Lullabies. Let me get comfortable for a second, y'all. All right. She possessed a spirit preeminent. She possessed a mind transcendent be her piano keys whipping melodies. Transcendent be that contra-alto chocolate mystic girl, whose temper turned fuse, girl, its creak of emotion erupts family tree, she rage, strange in despair, tree who turned the tar's fruit notorious for being black and finding its pride, notorious for a sorrow brim whirlwind of joy comes falling in love with the brown boy beast, joy leaves being in business with the same Porgy's noise be funkier than a mosquito's tweeter, Porgy's fist leave her raven canvas crimson fueled the hatred, crimson fed the demons, tap dance in the mind of the wounded demons who sprung out just as quick as they hide from the monster that now reside under her bed, hide from the monster that sang in her head full of manic melodies, head full of bipolar beats and symphonies be her foundation, symphonies be her roots descend from a three-year-old pianist, roots be the darkest shade of black freedom she sang for, black angel she birthed as woman, black, be creator, woman, black, be God, help, misunderstood, God, help, yourself as the most disrespected, neglected, and unprotected creator, creation be Nina's forte, creation of a colored controversy reek fumes, controversy reek like fumes from the flesh of four brown girls burning to death on 16th Street Sanctuary, controversy feeling like, screaming like Mississippi done damned its last Negro woman as fragile as she was strong, Negro mother who defied the odds against skin too dark, nose too wide, lips too big, odds against the shaping of a true queen, Queen Simone, love her or leave her, Queen Wayman, who knew the devil's tunes would take her so far, remote, distant, her happy would flee, her loose grip far across the oceans. She had to depart to snatch that glee back into her essence, renewed, returning to the motherland essence via the air of Liberia, tempting the stretch of her smile with that white tooth, white grin girl, and don't you ever stop, smile with those divine, smooth as wine lullabies that love the Negro to his glory, lullabies that be the siren song to black liberation. Liberation and creation cascade unhindered within her soul. Glory be that soul riveting, hypnotic crooning, tongue in our eternal willow tree for her, for you, and for me. That was Eunice Wayman's Black Girl Blitz, aka Transcendent Her Lullabies, written by myself. This next piece is entitled Before Marilyn There Was Dorothy. In her dimly lit old dressing room, Dorothy chokes down moonshine, pulls tar into her darkened spirit, one cigarette at a time she chains smoking, chasing away the blues of a black girl forgotten in the shadows of a lighter skin starlit. Why did we forget about you, Miss Dandridge? Miss First Black Best Oscar nominee, Miss Woman of Grace, Miss Should Have Been the National Icon, who fractured the mammy frames Hollywood painted black woman into. Why did we forget about you, Miss Dandridge? Like you ain't OG black girl magic in a business that rarely recognized you as a complex human. Like you weren't Marilyn's best friend and biggest inspiration. Like without a you, there wouldn't be a her, a Cicely, an Angela, a Hallie, Miss Dandridge. I'd love to apologize. I'd love for more of my peers to know your story, to quote them on your skin, to rock your face on their makeup bags and on their bedroom walls, memorized with you like it's voodoo, to be remembered as our idol if no one else's FUBU. Miss Dorothy, the soul that knew if she were white, she could capture the world. And I hate that it seems to often be that way. I don't understand sometimes why you couldn't have and Monroe did. Nevertheless, Miss Dorothy, don't worry. We will still celebrate your friend and her womanly victories. But we will acknowledge the shadows you reside in, to illuminate that gloom, to eliminate your grief, to educate little Black girls that they do not have to look, act, or be like white girls to take over the world, I promise. That was before Marilyn, there was Dorothy. Before Marilyn Monroe, there was Dorothy Dandridge. This whole book is about the Black history that we are not taught in schools, told in poetic form. And so, happy Negro History Month, 100 years. Hello, everybody. Hi, guys. Knock, knock. Hey, Kat. Free Congo, free Palestine, free all the races and end all racism. Yes, sir. You have a beautiful voice. Thank you, guys. Keep doing your thing. I'm gonna check this out after I get off work. Okay, bet. I appreciate you guys coming into the live, coming into all my lives. We'll continue on with the book. Now, this next piece. Hatshepsut of Egypt schools Cleopatra on her hidden blackness. I'm gonna teach y'all some things, I'm gonna tell you that. This is written from the perspective of Hatshepsut schooling Cleopatra on her hidden blackness. You let them peach-skinned peasants fool you into believing you emerged from them for what reason? Did you figure your mother's mahogany wasn't primed and polished enough to birth a pharaoh? How can you not embrace an immediate ancestor like Black Africa and tainted your blood to be stronger than cinder block, thicker in every shape and form? Girl, where you think you got them curls from? Got that nose from? Stripped you of your mitochondrial DNA from your chemical makeup, denounced your pigmentation, that presented yourself as a human reincarnation of goddess Isis. Guess you didn't know she was Black too. You baffle me, Miss Cleopatra. Miss Macedonian Greek, my left butt cheek, but on the other hand, maybe I'm being too rough on you. Maybe your drunk of a father forgot the night in Nubia that produced you. Maybe they kept her long enough to birth you, then banished the coffee-colored harlot. Maybe they hid your own history from you like people of that shade often do to us. Could have been they told you you were just a little more tan than your cousins. Could have been that damn movie really carved the Greek Rosetta Stone into you. However, let me tell you, I did not become the first female pharaoh of Egypt without the memory of my mother's strength guiding me. The power of an African woman is unmatched. It's as expanding as the universe from Big Bang to this moment. Girl, you should have asked your friends, asked your daddy, found your sister, then possibly you could have felt the energy of your lineage. Black girl enchantment, behold where you come from. I'm sorry to be so tough on you, sister, but we got to for each other. Understand, you had the privilege of proclaiming your beauty as woman. I had to masquerade as male for respect, fasten a beard to my chin, gain unnecessary weight just to be esteemed. I don't know whether my mother would have been proud. I hope she is. I was very successful. Them historians even say I ruled longer and more prosperous than any woman after me, and you, my little Cleo, were the last of us. I plead, remember your history. Remember your brown side. Then there'll probably be a chance I'll forgive you, turn my other cheek, smile, and let it slide. And you can give me 5 fondly, accepting your black hand side. That was Hatshepsut of Egypt, who was the first female pharaoh of Egypt, schooling Cleopatra on her hidden blackness. Written by myself, Ogechi. This next poem is one of my favorite pieces of all time, written by Miss Kulasha Nelson, one of my former poetry teammates, and it is called Sanger's Parenthood Plantation. If you don't know who Margaret Sanger is, she was the creator of Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger was also a huge eugenics advocate. So, this is Sanger's Parenthood Plantation. They tried to quiet the Negro spirituals of our hood rat bellies. Hush. This poem used to have periods. The last poem without periods got banned in America. Howling my skin still makes me contraband in America. Somewhere in this poem's womb, God is sent shaping with rib the next Adam to dwell in the garden of revolution. But this poem has just waltzed into a clinic. Dr. Sanger has just planned a parenthood plantation full of cotton, and none of us niggers noticed we were picking it, started pulling our own triggers. I want the shot to end the bloody mess my body makes beautiful. Oh, hush. Margaret smiles as this poem bends hips, is pushed out, raping. My culture has never been this easy, never been so accessible. Birth control for the colored girls who keep raising these murderers, these melanin mistakes. Birth control for all the colored girls in my school who just want their periods to stop. Girl, hush. When my doctor asked me if I wanted Depo, I should have asked if my skin meant my womb needed sterilization. The purpose in promoting birth control was to create a race of breeds, more children for the fit, less children for the unfit. Miss Margaret, how could you tell I was unfit? Was it the holes in my jeans? All the poverty in my slang? Did you see the same thing in my mother, mama? Did they make you stop at 3 too? Section 8 in WIC for the colored girls who agreed to tie their tubes, and they called it a miracle. Called the Mississippi appendectomy a conspiracy. Forgot to put it in our textbooks. Refuted a whole decade dedicated to eugenics. How well America can make magic trick of my people and call it medicine. Taught me to memorialize a murderer. Taught me to love an organization birthed from bigotry, baptized in racism. Every 3 months this poem gets its shot of genocide. Hush. Honey, hush. This poem's mother's just happy she's not 9 months stupid. And her grandmother is declaring it unnatural because she has been quiet for so damn long, and this poem is gonna get banned in America, won't be allowed to speak at the feminist rallies, as she's just a little bit bloody, a little too bloated because she refuses to stop bleeding. That was Sanger's Parenthood Plantation, written by Miss Elisha Nelson. All right. This next piece is entitled Your Aunt Jemima Grooves Down Peculiar Street. We're doing all the black women pieces. You see I got my Black Plus Women shirt on. This is one of my first pieces of merch I ever created. My first song I ever put out was a song called Black Plus Women. So we're doing all the ladies' poems. Mind you, if you do want the book, there's definitely men's things and unisex things, but I'm black, so, and woman. Okay, this is Your Aunt Jemima Grooves Down Peculiar Streets. And imagine me as Aunt Jemima speaking to you. Your Aunt Jemima grooves down peculiar streets with hands that can pancake police into crippling crepes of white tears. I stroll through my hood, head high, proud of my scarlet-stained apron, red puddled from the raw dark meats I saved. Child, I turned nooses to noodles, and masses mob stared in fear, stared in ignorance, stared into an empty tomb while I smile, also giggle, even, and whisk away on my black broom, but I's no witch. I's jungle Buddha music mystic, extraordinary cook. I've gathered blondies of oppression, add a pinch of black pride, a dash of Afro passion, and a little bit of my secret somethings and baked freedom lace brownies. Y'all gon' want my high, cause these hands of mine have molded the flowers of creation, have been burned by the fires of human prejudice. I am haunted, darkest struggle, just black-faced enough to hold close. I said, she said, they said, stay close, child, cause black never been on no damn rainbow. So I opened a bakery, tell stories of blackness wrapped in cellophane, sprinkled in some Jim Crow's feet to pack punching and taste so good. It make you want to slap your master. Because Aunt Jemima knows that you know better than to ever raise your hand at your mama. My wisdom pours out of me like my best friend, Miss Butterworth's worn and bruised battered body of a bottle, but it ain't sweet. Black wisdom is pain flavored, shaken, and trial stirred, and tribulation. It is a medicine that heals sick souls. Your Aunt Mama's recipe stir up white folks' emotions like the ingredients in my bowl. Make the boys in blue lay down their ironically black guns and offer us a peach hand. Offer us a Louisiana fresh jasmine plucked from the vines that once grew olive branches. Offer us an apology for once. Like, damn, can't we get all right? For once, my hands are pruned, weathered, raisin from the streams and the rivers and the lakes. The eyes waited, I alone soothed God's trouble. Raisin from raising them white folks, baby kids like yeast. Raisin from trying to raise the sun. And the black children, they did not give me a chance to bear darkness like hope. In the corner of Uncle Ben's, sister friends, cousins, mama's Pandora's box, Auntie Mama B stereotype mammy made. Auntie Mama B white men minstrel show in blackface. Now your Jemima be slick with a slave talk, so don't try me wrong. Mammy Molly's picnic was lit. No, you're not invited to the next one. Mammy Chloe ain't cooking no more. Mammy Florida's having good times on her own show. Eyes ain't in town, honey, us. And I'm mystical. Goddamn magnificent and God blessed. Melanated hands are away now. Wait, rest. Just for a little to spoil our children like you. In our Kentucky bread kitchen just off Peculiar Street. That was your Aunt Jemima grooves down Peculiar Streets. How we doing, chat? What it do, y'all? I appreciate you guys turning in. Thank you for the snaps. The snaps and the claps, all those things, though. I know that you're right here with me. I know we're not actually like in a lounge or a bar, but you know, it'd be nice so I can see that y'all are hearing the words. And if I need to like speak louder, come closer, some. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and do something for the black menses who are in the chat. I do see some of the black menses in the YouTube live. So I appreciate y'all. Now this piece. If you don't know who Mansa Musa was, Mansa Musa was the richest man in history, period. If you take what he had back in the day of his time and equate it to here, it bypasses every single person in the planet. So this poem is called The Legend of Mansa Musa, from the bald one-legged OG off 12th and Prospect. Okay. Let me tell you about my big bro, my main man, Mansa Musa. Now this Negro was the richest Negro in the histories of all them histories ever. You feel me? From chocolate to vanilla, player. Like boy, I buku cash money for days, cuz. Kingpin type ish of the Mali Empire, cuz. Mali being the biggest, brightest kingdom over there on the west side of Africa, cuz. See, my main man Musa was worth 400 big billies, young cat. So much pimping, he was the price puppeteer of gold in the Mediterranean. Now this fly mother, shut your mouth, flaunted his glitters like the oldest OG pimp deity of Africa. Now really it was Sundiata, but that's another story. Inspiring what seemed to be oceans of coffee colors. Like the West Africa was the place to be. Like everybody, no matter the class, was royalty. Like when the continent still controlled its own natural resources. Like before greedy white men ruined it for another colored's lifetime in history, but besides that. Now let me tell you about his trip to Mecca. This boy, he crazy. This boy took oodles of men and slaves, blinged them brilliant carrying gold, took oodles of camels, all carrying, you guessed it, more gold. So much yellow money he could have blinded the stars in space and damn near put Africa's sun to shame. But yo, don't get it twisted. He was a humble nigga, a devout man of Islam. Now, Birdie around the other side of this block told me he built a mosque every Friday. A chickadee down that street said that he passed out his gold to the poor he met along the way. A little tweeter, really my cousin Speeder, say that even his prisoners of conquest were not given punishment, but education. This man made architecture the shit. Gathered scholars for Timbuktu University. Now my main man, Musa Kiiti I of Mali, was I something as a black man can feel nothing but pride and honor for. Now unfortunately, youngins, I cannot tell you how or when he died. And if I can keep it a $150 with you, I'd rather not know. As powerful black men seldom survive too long, so in my head, he died peacefully. years after leaving the throne to another Negro, found a soft spot, shaded by the brownish tree that matched his shade, prayed one last time to his Allah and said something along the lines of good day, good night, peace everlasting, shore to shore, closed the noble eyes, let out a majestic snore as he drifted into a kingly slumber forever and evermore. The Legend of Mansa Musa, from the bald one-leg OG off 12 and Prospect. All right. This next piece, as we continue with the Black Menses, is called Don't Mess with the Old Head with Paint on His Clothes. Thy man knows his father knew the paint that escaped from contraband skin cut in ivory, making ebony crimson chaos click clack down went his kin. Thy man knows his grandfather knew the scarlet that bleeds from lightning lashes, loins burning, biting, then blistering. He doesn't know his grandfather, but knows they mutated him into a bizarre black berry dangling by a thread. Thy man is his grandfather's wandering ghost and vision, phantom panther fight infused in his veins, and his lineage of ebony-skinned men, aggressive looking enough to be falsely accused. So our thy man works every goddamn day to no longer be accused. He then goes the streets, wishing his pigment, his brother's pigment, his son's pigment's veins ruby won't be the next color in his can of paint. That was Don't Mess with the Old Head with Paint on His Clothes. I'll read a few more from this book and then I'll go into the next one. This poem is entitled The City That Bombed the Blacks. Now, in May 1985, the West Philadelphia Police Department bombed the Black Liberation Group, Move 9, killing 11 members, including 5 children, displacing 250 plus. This is a response to the Blacks of the city that bombed itself from the bomb. I did not want to be chosen. They build so many of us, I did not know why I became a battle tactic in the race war. I pray you can forgive. I hope you can see that we have things in common on that day. The sky turned charcoal, turned the gloomiest shade of melancholy like death, encompassed the clouds like it was trying to tell you something on that day. I saw their bullets rain like hail. I saw the small-scale civil war. I saw a terrible, lucid nightmare to be black and obliterated on your own land. They succeeded in doing us both. Used me to make Philly burn. Used you as an example of what the police could do to their own citizens. They made me kill Africa. I swear it was on accident. If only I could control my own fuse. When they called my commander, I overheard you saying you too radical. You stepping out their barrier of allowed blackness when water hoses that pierce militant hides ain't enough. When tear gases that make vision vanish ain't enough. When bullets that hail like white storms determined to wash the black dirt away ain't enough. Call in me, the real weapon of mass incineration. C4 is the name of the acid my belly was blitzed on. My cast iron, my black armor skin erupted into savage shrapnels is forever buried with some of you in your land, scattered among Move 9's familiar spirits. Is it bad? I feel comfort in this. That at least I didn't play God and disappear, that we died together. Is it bad? I feel it isn't all my fault. That I didn't intend to inferno your family to ash, to make it easier, to wipe out the black embers out of reality, that I was used for purposes that white men should have never have attempted to exploit, that I was also a victim too. I'm not looking for sympathy, just some kind of understanding. But if not, it's okay. I don't know if I could forgive me either. That was The City That Bombed the Blacks, about how the West Philadelphia police department bombed the Black liberation group Move 9, killing and displacing. And that happened May 1985. Okay, now, if I wanted to do one more piece from here, I'll read what the actual very first piece is in here. Now, in this book, it is Afrocentric Academy, where I teach the kids and the teens that have been killed by the police over the last whatever years until I wrote the book, the Black history that is not taught in schools. And so this first piece is opening up the school, talking to the children. And it's called The Black Report, lesson 1 and 2. Settle down, class. Listen. Here. Welcome to the Black Reports. This is a required course to aid in enlightening your minds to be freer than this country intended you to feel. So boy, if you don't sit down, Trayvon, no. Put your hoodie back up, son. No Negroes are getting shot in this classroom this year. Matter of fact, first lesson. Your attire does not transform you to beast of the night, to rabid dog in need of an inherited euthanization, overseer, animal control, arrive, guns pulled without question, like when your homeboy calls you on 43rd and Wabash needing your help. You, boy Frankenstein. Monster by mislabeling, by societal misunderstanding on you, and your eloquent ebonics just want to be understood. Lesson 1.5, when they glare at your blackness with panic-laced paranoia, like poison daggers jut from your cranium, like your grin is devious, a devilish carnivore bearing bloody canines. Remember, they are just white tearing punks and cannot handle your confidence. Even when your hands are raised to the sun, even when you stand like dough in the street, no beast lives in your brown beauty. Contrary to popular belief, Mikey B, I know that's the one you know to be untrue. Lesson 2, when they try to erase your history in y'all's old classrooms, I will tell you where the Negro Jubilee got their pain from. I will tell you of the blacks and the browns whose red shed for you. I will tell you how even I was brainwashed at one time. I will tell you of the reasons Afrocentric Academy was inscribed. Nevertheless, I will tell you of her glory. I will tell you of the often forgotten her story. And then the next piece goes into remember her story. We'll read some more of those next week. Now, I want to get into my second book. I was actually Atlanta's Youth Poet Laureate. I'm an internationally ranked poet, spoken word artist, and obviously two-time author on a whole nother sphere of life. But this book is about me being an Igbo woman, Igbo Nigerian woman, but raised in America. And so that identity, both conflict and the different mind perspectives that can come from being raised, being told that I am Nigerian, not American, while going and living outside every day as a nigga. Okay. So this piece, let's start actually with Black liberation. This is in the book, but I have it memorized, so I'm just gonna say it out loud. We're gonna free our brothers. We're gonna free our brothers. We're gonna save our sisters. We're gonna love our neighbors. Then we're gonna jump and shout Black liberation day, yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna sing and shout the right understanding day, yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna jump and shout the Black understanding day, yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna sing and shout that it takes a village. We are the people who planted the phenomena of peace, lifted the veil of oppression, kissed death on its big black lips, and gave breath to beauty. Our land speaks in metaphor. Its lion roars louder than Banshee speaks in simile, like an earthquake birthed a new nation. One knee did not bring up this Black child alone. We are the kids who took them back alley robberies and turned them to folk tales and scripted in gold. Palm and gold teeth shine bright and too much hair grace. He did not fall in their waters. He was an alligator boy to write business bull. He stuck his claws in the roots and scaled to dry land, scaled to be free. He isn't ashamed of all the soil under his nails, should he be? Should he be when the streets clap back loud with death? We didn't cower. We aren't cowards. We dance into an Afro future. Turn bullets into ballet moves, I shall say, to your click clacks when they taught us to hate this struggle. Taught us to hate this nappy kink. Taught us to hate this black light dirt. We taught them that dirt grows gorgeous, not strange fruit. That the popular trees aren't popular no more. Go ahead and uproot our gardens of culture as if we won't grow Eden anywhere you place us like refugee. We and ashamed of all the soil under our nails. Should we be? Should we be? Now, when you walk into my West African village, you'll see children chasing virtuous glee, their footballs flying, dancing on their toes to the rhythm of their heart's rapture. You'll see a people's tongue come patriotic peace to I serve our fatherland with peace and unity. My Nigerian heritage taught me through the perils of tough love punishments and melodramatic monologue like lectures to respect my elders. Fight back when disrespected. Faith and strength in numbers, though, be able to root in your tree that grows that gorgeous, virtuous glee. I am not ashamed of all the soil under our nails. Should I be? Should I sing? Black liberation day, yeah. Kat said wasn't expecting an anthem. Love it, by the way. I appreciate you, Kat, like always. If anybody's in the TikTok chat, let me know. Let me know. Now, this next piece, we're going to get a little bit, not darker, but realistic. So I wrote this piece when I was 18 years old, and it's called Huey. And as an 18-year-old, I was for sure a high-functioning drug addict. Like, definitely a high-functioning drug addict. And I knew that a lot of my homies were. And I was like, yeah, niggas ain't right. Like, we getting by, but niggas ain't right. And mind you, we revolutionary as fuck, but also we were not doing the right things in these streets, bro. And so this piece is about that. Huey was supposed to save the world. But for the pressures of his black manhood's tectonic plates shifted, this earth baked him, so he doped his ambitions lazy, addicted to the numbing. You see, Huey P lives catty corner to pills are us, back alley, boondocks, pharmacies. Prescription not needed. The hallucinations hide his manifestation of self-hatred. It takes 1, 2, 3 doses to forget his world's problems, to forget the power of his command, to forget the sit-in he planned. Huey's too high to riot. Cause it's trap niggas on the map, dope available at every intersection. Ran off from the protest to take her trip, driving on her lovely lethal lanes. The path so potent they blinded him, sighted him with what the enemy wanted. Past Panther pride buried in Percocets. Huey's priorities in life matter shifted. Snorted ivory dust, they being snuffed, spacing out the rainbows of depression. Confused the color lines in his mind to stay bright enough to pass his standardized test. Huey's his granddaddy's obsession with seductresses resembles him falling for the numbing temptresses. So accustomed to the warmth of her smoke, the burn she leaves smolders his sorrows. He popped a molly and sweated out his shepherd ambition. Now Huey is just millennial sheep. An overabundance of opiates has created a world full of poisoned baby Hueys, full of we stay fucked up underachievers. We're too high to riot, too high to give the care that all our movements need. Huey lost himself in the bottom of his prescribed bottle. His ideas of interracial revolution intermixed with a cornucopia of narcotics made them lucid. Love and live slipped down the slippery slope to be zombie of a man. Turn man-made mixture of substance, the toxicity in his blood transcends his peace talks noxious. The pop in the codeine cap shoots him up Trump crazy. Scissor moonshine got him seeing stars instead of unity, too sloth to react with a societal noose necking his throat numb to preach the impurities that his melanin been fighting this war with guns. Soldier, where are your guns? Where are your revolution? She, ecstasy siren songs stolen, trapped in an all-female ocean of opiates, Mary and Tana, Roxy and Addie just want him to feel good inside, playing Russian roulette with them oval candies, too sweet to sweat the cavities that desensitize his realities. So police brutality becomes a social norm, swaying in a pretty acid trip. He's blasting baked symphonies of euphoria. He's overdosing, can't feel his face, overdosing. He might not make it, overdosing, getting high with his babies. His constant altered state jails the revolutionary to the solitary of able-bodied addict teen Huey stutters. I ain't got no more real thoughts. He stutters. I, I, I think I had a dream. Huey keeps stuttering while she sings him his sacred, spaced out lullaby to sleep. I'm gonna get you high. I'm gonna rot your soul, my black child. Take a dose of I. We gon' clear the sky, my black child. Huey, you were supposed to change the world. That was called Huey, about a lot of the teens that were definitely functioning drug addicts in school and even through our 20s too. And I'm speaking as one that was one. Now my mind was a little bit different. Again, being the Igbo Nigerian, a nigga had to do work. But yeah. Now this one is called the Woke Black Millennial Poem. Replay value for this video is gonna be worth it. Oh, thank you. You know, I don't know if it has that much replay value. I mean, I hope that definitely me reading poetry has replay value. I'm definitely gonna do the like cropping and all that stuff later on. Oh, I got a lot of work to do, Kat. I definitely got a lot of work to do. But the journey and the road to 4K watch hours in 2026, that's what we're doing all of this hard work is. So y'all gonna see me live multiple times a week. Y'all gonna see consistent uploads. Y'all gonna see consistent shorts. Because why? Because I have spent months and months and months and months trying to find employment, and guess what? A bitch was not hired. A bitch lost jobs. And so I am trying to take it upon myself to at least utilize my talents here. Now I can't control how fast my music comes up and all the things I get from there, but YouTube I can. So that's literally what I'm doing right now. I'm putting all my energy into YouTube as if it is my job, because nigga, it kind of has to be, because yeah, like every employment thing just fell the entire fuck through last year, and it's very hard, and I just feel like, you know, I'm being directed in another way. So that's why y'all see me pop up on your time screens a lot. I'm gonna watch it again later this week. I appreciate you, Kay. I'm gonna read probably 2 or 3 more. Yeah, I think I'll read 3 more pieces, and then I do gotta head out, y'all. And I'll see you Tuesday evening for Goddess World Poem Concerts. But this one is called the Woke Black Millennial Poem. I'm tired of being a 25/8/366 activist, of my movements being invalidated, of supremacists having it so easy, and their voices being so, and their violence being so accessible to me. I am tired of anti-Black POCs, the real and the fake, and the fake who, in the real and fake who fake for survival. Tired of my tired friends' energies, succubus at all vectors, tribulations of waiting for the revolution we bleed for. I am tired of my intersections, of feeling as if I get it from all sides. My black, my class of black, my shade of black, my woman, my thickness of woman, my culture, my religion, my allyship. I can't imagine those who harbor more than I. I am tired of having to research the racists and the bigots who make all our products, and being too broke to have the POC counterpart, of having to eat processed food because health is too expensive, of a pleasantry sometimes, of waiting for the revolution we bleed for. I am tired of my white friends thinking they can relate. My nigga, just sympathize and move along. I am tired of heated debates, lengthy explanations. I'm tired of triggers and trying to make safe spaces for people who make minds unsafe spaces, of waiting for the revolution we bleed for. I am tired of ageism, elitism, ego in my oppressors and my fellow oppressed. I am tired of preaching self-care while staying in a constant state of trauma. Baldwin warned, a constant state of rage and being this damn woke, and there ain't no healing when you don't know how to heal. I'm tired of waiting for this revolution we die for. I want a nap. to be young and free. Even if just in metaphor, I promise I can make it feel real. Sometimes sleep is nice, is rejuvenating. So we are strong enough when the revolution arrives. That was the tired, the woke black girl. What is it? The title was very funny. The woke black millennial poem. It's all one sentence. And I wrote this one when I was 19. Okay. This piece is called "Teach Me Freedom." It's funny. I actually made this poem a song. Mm-hmm. Teach me freedom. Far enough that my eye can't see, wide enough to birth quadruplets simultaneously, deep enough to bury the fear and doubt of a developing nation. Teach me the freedom of a thought, of my thoughts, of their thoughts, how his thought birthed a black nation, how her thought found a new civilization. Teach me not to compromise with my freedom, not to allow chains to capture my cerebrum, binding me to not accept others' freedoms. Teach me freedom is a right, not privilege. It is a spawn of Lady Liberty, and blindness was a dominant gene. Freedom knows no color, it is not limited. Freedom knows no gender, it is not limited. Freedom knows no amount of wealth. Freedom be priceless. Teach me I am freedom. Teach me freedom cannot be found in just a textbook, but in human interaction. Teach me freedom can never be stripped away, that it does not, cannot hide. It seeks knowledge, it seeks for truth, it seeks for love. Teach me the freedom of other countries, freedom so they can get with my freedom and we can run the world free together. Teach us we are freedom. Teach me I am safe in freedom. I know no color, though free to be black. I know no gender, though free to be woman. I know no amount of wealth. I am priceless. I am not limited. I shall never be limited. Please teach me to be free. The God particle and affirmation. I am most conscious gold, suave pearl, enlightened diamond who made the rough. I am Alpha and Omega, ancestor being, divine in creation. I never fear my power. I know it stirs my core at times. This is my righteousness. This is my magic blessed onto me in my Trinity's essence. I lack nothing. Chi sub deity, God particle, piece of the creator, their precious protege, prototype, and I stand head high in spirit mighty. And that's where we'll end today, y'all. So if you tuned into the live today, I appreciate you. TikTok, it's kind of hard because y'all don't get like replays like how my YouTube folks do. But I'm definitely going to repost this. The lighting is so off in this beat. It's irritating. But, we figured this out week by week. This is my second week doing it. And so, again, my name is Ogechi. If you didn't know before, I popped up on your algorithms, your timelines. These are my books, Lost Negro Records, a Colored History Chapbook that I read in the first half of the live, and then a couple pieces from my second book, This Is My Country, available in the description below. I'm actually making this one an audiobook by the end of the month, God willing, by the end of the month, you'll be able to stream and listen to me read these to you. And so I'm super, super duper excited about that. And even in this time period, as I've been recording the audiobook version of Lost Negro Records, I read certain pieces when I perform poetry, but I rarely ever read the entire thing. And so I recognize for myself that like, wow, nigga, we have not read our own book in years, like front to back. And going back over it, it just, I felt this just wave of pride that this was my first creation, like my first legitimate creation put into the world as an artist. I've released this book months before I put out even my first song, which was Black Plus Woman. And so I only made that connection as I was recording the audiobook. Like, wow, bro, like this was, I keep thinking like my first songs where I started art, and it's like, no, bro, this was actually the first thing. And this is the thing that's honestly to date sells the most. It's weird. This sells the most and Black Plus Woman streams the most. Like the very first things I made ever. And mind you, I made these things in 2017, 9 years ago. And to date, people still get the message. People still need the words. The fact that I even wrote about Trump over then and it still applies now to me is low-key insane. But I'm saying all of this to say that like For years, probably since 2020, I've been thinking about, wow, Ogechi, what is your third book going to be? Because I know I'm going to continue writing books for the rest of my life. But I just went through idea, and I was like, no, because I'm a Leo, I'm a Leo sun, but I'm a Virgo stellium. And if you know anything about the astral charts, you can tell I'd be battling with myself. But it was like, actually, while reading this book is primarily, outside of like maybe 2 or 3 pieces, this book is primarily about Black American history. And so, and it's a quick read, like it's about 50 pages. And so it's dense. It's dense in subject matter. That's why I didn't make it too long, because I'm like, this ain't a quick read. But you gotta, it's some of the words in the poems gonna punch you in the gut. um, but yeah, I was like, oh, Ogechi. Like when I tell you it was like something snapped in my head. I was like, nigga, this is your third book. Like the expansion of this, the necessity of this. 10 years ago, it wasn't as important. Like it was important to know Black history. Obviously, it's always going to be important to know Black history. But in this world where we do have AI, in this world right now where children are actually not being taught the same history that you and I were taught back in the day, and even that was sprinklings of some Black stuff. So to imagine those things are by government state mandate being removed, and then how history can be reworked, can be eliminated based on who is teaching you, then things like this become actually extremely important. I'm super happy and super proud that several mothers who homeschooled their children bought this book to teach to them. That there are hundreds of copies of this book floating around the world and in Africa, like, because it's physical media. That's going to stand the test of time. If right now the whole internet shut off, bro, all the data, all the servers, just boom. What do we have? We have books. We have books. We have books. We have books, and that to me is like an amazing thing. I'm just gonna talk right now for y'all. So if you wanted more poetry, I'm sorry, but I know it truly inspired me. Cat's asking, are the books available in libraries? No, they're actually only available on my website via ebook and also physical book. And as I said before, I'm making the audiobook version, so you guys will able to actually hear me read the poems on Spotify. I think it's like Spotify, Apple Books, Google, like all those different places. I'm super excited. I'm super excited to like have it be in a way, because I know it's a little bit different to read poetry on your own versus the author reading it in the way that I wanted you to hear the words, basically. And so I'm super duper happy about it. But yeah, this is what my third book is going to be. The expansion of this, of not just Black history, but so more, obviously Black history, there's so many things I could not put into this book because I wanted to make it short. But nah, we're gonna double the amount of pages. And low key, I don't know, don't hold me to this title, but it's definitely gonna be somewhere along the lines of Lost Negro Records, Bigger and Blacker. Why? Because I'm going to include Black American history, Black African history, Black Caribbean history, Black European history, Black Australian history that niggas don't even know about, bro. I've learned so much stuff about the Aboriginals over there in Australia, and no one knows their history like that. And so guess what? Ogechi's going to research, and Ogechi's going to make it poetic, and Ogechi's going to make it in a way that is entertaining for you to know about. Hopefully I'll be able to get the same, to get some more substitute teachers like I had in this book. And they can tell us some even family stories. And if you get this book, one of the things that you'll see is like outside of the pieces themselves, at the bottom of the page, I include the first Black insert here. And so like, I'll just read a couple. The first Black feminist abolitionist, Maria Stewart. What's it called? The first Black composer, William Grant Still in 1931. The first female Black rabbi, Alyssa Stanton, in 2009. The first Black lawyer, Macon Bowling Allen, 1844. First Black female psychologist, Inez Beverly Poster in 1933. It's so funny because some of these, when it was said 2000, I was so shocked when doing that research. Like, what you mean? Now, basically, we got the first Black whatever. Let's see, like, First Black female Grammy Award winner, Ella Fitzgerald, 1958. First Black flight around the world, Barrington Irving, 2007, in a plane named Inspiration. Um, First Black PhD recipient, Edward Bauchet, 1876, Yale University. The first Black Nobel Peace Prize winner, Ralph J. Bunche, 1950. Like, outside of the poems themselves are also those little tidbits just to let you know more about our history. And so I definitely, my third book will be the volume 2 of this. And I'm super duper excited for it. I gotta get through some music things first, y'all. I put out some music projects, but for sure, I'm very happy that doing this gave me what my third book would be, and to have that as a trilogy, like here's Black history, here's Ogechi being Nigerian American, and then doing a book on the Black diaspora's history, basically. Like literally, because I'm a nerd when it comes to like planning, writing things, and I love to research. I'm a fucking documentary nerdy ass nigga. There's so much shit I should not know about just because I'm like, nigga, why not learn about frogs? So like, and so this idea truly does elate me. Praying that it can come out in next year, this Black History time. So February 2027, because that will actually be the exact 10-year anniversary of when I published this book. And also, it's crazy that 9 years later is like, oh yeah, because I wrote this book the next year. Like this book came, and then the next year I started working on this one. So it was like doop doop, and I thought I was like, oh, okay, bet I'll release a book every year, every other year. Nope. But I'm still happy that we got to hear. Okay, y'all. Let me go through the chats real fast. I appreciate you guys for liking the live. Thank you for following me. Hey, Empress. The only thing I don't like about I don't know if someone in TikTok can please teach me how do I get rid of the whole invite to co-host thing, because it makes me not be able to see what y'all are saying. Now let me go ahead and go. Let me see something too. Did I mess up the lighting? I just feel like I was looking hella bright, y'all. And I'm like, I'm not this light skin. I promise you I got melanin. I promise you I am a melanated girl. I am black. Like, and I was just, it's kind of irritating, bro. Why am I so bright, nigga? But okay. Okay. I think that's all good. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Going through. If you didn't, please follow me. Please subscribe. Please like. All that stuff really helps the channel break through the algorithms. As you know, the people above us don't really like to see our colors go up and shine. So let me see. Without a you, there wouldn't be a her. That's powerful. I'm glad House Utopia you were in here. If you ever watched the playback, Puka Scott, I appreciate you coming back and rewatching the replay. If you made it all the way to the end, like right here. Someone said you have a beautiful voice. I appreciate y'all. All right. Cat, you still here? Let me know in the chats. Let me go ahead and put it back on. All right, bet. Sorry I turned off the jazz also. There was a piece where I had to sing, and I was like, actually. Oh, I should have done this lighting. I know the lighting was probably really bad. I'm gonna get it right next week though. Third time's a charm. Cat, you're still here. Okay, Cat, I'm gonna do it officially on this day, February 22nd. Let me see. February 22nd, 2026. Ogechi has just crowned her first ever moderator, and that person is Cat 23rd, someone who's been a very long time fan, and I'm supremely appreciative of that because this man comes to almost every single live and even sent somebody to come to the live. And I took Milton was cool. Like, I appreciate you doing that too, man. Okay, so let me see. Add as a moderator. Can okay, yes. So with as being a moderator cat, you can review and remove chat messages of anybody's being fucking nasty, being fucking weird, being fucking racist, all the isms, boot them bitches out. And you can put users a timeout if they're going a little too far, but we don't want to kick them out, but it's just like, hey, hold on, relax. All right. That's my cat. Alrighty, y'all. I appreciate you. I hope you have a very blessed week. The weather, at least over here on the US side, seems to be getting steadily warmer and warmer. So, more and more activation shall happen. But also remember, we are still in the winter time. We still have one more month to the spring. So if you still need time to get them gears right, to get your foundation set and settled, go ahead and do that. Peace and blessings, everybody. I'll see y'all on Tuesday nights.